up, y'all? It's Risa with another speed build. So this is another one of those antique home plans that I found. If you would like to find some of these yourself, they are on a website called Antique Lifestyle, I think it was. I'll link to it in the description, don't worry. They have a lot of really awesome antique floor plans, and this one is from a Sears catalog in 1923. So you could buy this entire house, no furniture, but the entire, actual outside of the house and all of the walls and everything for the grand total of $2,266, and that's in 1923. I think I said 32 earlier. It's 23. I know numbers, I promise. So this one I really caught my eye when I was looking through them because it has this really dark green siding on it, and that interested me. Main issue here is I was thinking, oh man, I get to use the platforms to do some cool things with how this looks outside, and that did not work. So that's cool. Also, shout out to my husband for helping me build this. I was doing it while I was in bed, and when he came in and he saw me doing it, he helped me make some decisions on it, mostly about how it looks on the outside, but some of what it looks like on the inside. I really enjoyed building this house, I won't lie to you. I went with that dark blue color, that's the minimal slats from Spa Day, because there are no good forest green siding options in The Sims, and I think that's something that we really need to fix, in my opinion. But, whatever. Also, we have no painted white foundations. Have you guys noticed that we have really terrible, there are no white bricks at all in the foundations? It drives me crazy. And the light gray bricks all have that stupid diamond pattern on them, which doesn't work properly, because if you are adding it to rooms, the stupid diamonds end up in weird places, and it kills me. It just kills me. I hate it. So yeah, I went with just now that I'm done with that little rant there in the middle, I had a lot of fun doing this. Here's me messing around with platforms and giving up pretty much immediately, but that's okay. I also tried half walls to see if it would work, and if I had gone with a slightly larger scale for the house, I could have made it work with half walls, but I didn't, because I like doing these. They give you in the floor plans, which I'll link the floor plan to this one below so you guys can see how it looks, but I like to do one tile is 3 feet. So if a room is 9 by 9, I usually do it 3 by 3. That's just generally how I do it when I'm making real life builds in The Sims. And I think it works out generally for the best when you're trying to make it sort of accurate. I think I did a pretty good job of making this accurate, except for I had to mess around with the bedrooms for the most part, because they each had a closet, but those closets were so small that they didn't it didn't make sense to try and keep them. So you see, I just got rid of one. I made sure that everything in this house is usable, so I did play test it before I put it up in the gallery. If you guys would like to download it from the gallery, it is under my ID kookykitt, so it is right there for you. I had a lot of fun trying to follow the furniture that they had in the floor plan, because they did show what you were supposed to put places, so I enjoyed that, and I tried to do my best. My best just wasn't good enough, but sometimes that's okay. The kitchen is mostly good, but they also there's a stove, and there's the range, and then next to it is a wood burning stove for heating. So I can't really do that because we don't have good ones of those in The Sims that just work for the style I was going for, which is fine. So I just improvised and I changed some things and I added counters and stuff instead. What I love is that I was able to do the bathroom properly. You'll see that in a minute. It has on the floor plan the sink, toilet, and bathtub all on one wall, but it's only like a 6x9 room or something like that, or it's like 7 by something. So I had to use some alt placing of things, which is fine, but it was just kind of I was able to get it so that it's fine. So they give us like, it shows that it's supposed to be like this round table in here, and it's pretty big. So I thought I could get away with one of those round tables, but at these the large round tables have spots for 6. They have 6 slotted spots, and I needed just 4. So I ended up going for a smaller round table instead, which now I'm looking at it, I'm really wishing I had changed the wood swatch on that. I don't know why I didn't come back to that. Oh, that's going to drive me crazy. It's okay. You can change it if you download this. So at least there's that. But the living room and dining room are all one room, which I thought was pretty cool because it's kind of like almost an open concept in that way. But it's obviously not fully, but like in a lot of houses in this time, there would be a wall between the living room and the dining room. So it's kind of cool that there isn't. But it specifically says not a coffee table, but a library table. And I don't know what that means, to be quite honest. If you know what that means, please leave me a comment below telling me so. Because I have no idea what a library table is. I just took it to mean coffee table, so I did that. Paneling. I did also, like, I included the stool and the lamp, but there's also supposed to be, like, a living chair in the corner. But instead of that, I added a sofa because I wanted there to be more room for people to actually sit in this house, because it really wasn't. I went white in the kitchen, even though I know that's not, like, it's not time appropriate for all the cabinets and counters to be white. They should be brown, but I didn't want to deal with that because none of the wood tones in The Sims match, so I went with white instead. Yeah. Now, this is where I'm getting to the place where my husband helped me. You can tell because I will stop sometimes and point at things with my mouse. So that's fun. He helped me figure out, like, the porch situation and, like, what it looks like over, like, the roof over the porch. So he helped me with that. And just kind of basically stuff on the outside that I was having trouble with. So thank you, Dr. Husband, for that. He's in the room where I'm recording right now, so he heard me. And shook his head slightly. It's fine. But I kind of wish we had smaller windows. Smaller, like, windows like that in The Sims. It worked out. I ended up using the cats and dogs one. And then I realized I could have used that, like, the cats and dogs windows for all the way around. But I already used the Get Famous ones, so I decided to not change it. Because that was silly to me to go through and change everything. I realized that the Seasons door fit much better. Instead of doing, like, a small door and having windows on either side, I preferred using the Seasons door because it actually, like, works. It just looks better. So instead of using, like, platforms or whatever on the, like, going up to the stairs in the floor plan, it shows, like, these, like, walls, basically. But they're only, like, what would look like half a tile by a tile, so I can't really do that. I ended up just using foundation there, and changing the color of the foundation to being, I think that's the cats and dogs one. I also tried using just platforms, but I ended up just using foundation and using those garden path stones, I think they are, from Get Together, to make them white on top, because there are so few just actual white things in The Sims. They are really bad at the color white, and it drives me crazy. But, you know, everything's just, like, slightly gray. It's so weird. So this house is a little bit dark, I will admit, but that's because I was trying to go more accurate, but it just didn't work. So I'm sorry. You can replace those lights with other ones. I just wanted to try. So I decided to put, like, they have this in the kitchen on the floor plan. They have a sink, and then next to it they have, like, what looks like a drying rack, I guess, which is interesting. I enjoyed that. I tried to make this place not look completely terrible, but the kitchen wasn't great, I have to admit. It also didn't have a place for, like, a fridge because, you know, it's from 1923, so that wasn't like everyone had one. But it's an ice box, come on, that's what it is, which is fine. So, yeah. I wanted to try and include clutter, but at the same time, I didn't know what kind of clutter to use, so I opted for just not using very much clutter at all, because it just seemed better. But I ended up making it work. Oh no, I forgot to put a hood over the stove. That's fine. It's fine. I also made some mistakes. It's fine. Everything ended up okay. That's what I'm going to say. I think my biggest, like, struggle I had was with that reception room out front. It's like the foyer. And I didn't know what to put in it, so it's very empty. I decided the bedroom at the front of the house was the master bedroom. It kind of was like everything was right up against the walls, so not very usable in The Sims. So I got rid of the closet completely and just replaced it with, there was already a dresser in the floor plan, and there's also a chair in the floor plan. So I had to do a lot of playtesting for this room, but it did end up working. As long as I changed out the bed to a smaller one, and it worked just fine. And she was able to get through, which is good. And she was able to use the chair, and she was able to get in the bed and everything. So that is a success as far as I'm concerned. But the second bedroom was a lot easier. I used the, like, standing wardrobe from, I think it's City Living. Yeah, that one. That is like, it's too wide, but it's like only half a tile deep. So that kind of worked for the, like, closet that was supposed to go there. Whereas if I had done, like, an actual closet, like the ones from Get Together, it wouldn't have worked. So I think that worked. It got across what I was trying to do, and I enjoyed it. And then, of course, I really should have changed all of the inside doors to being like wood, but I did white because it's just easier in The Sims, to be quite honest. So this is my little reception room. I didn't know what to do with it, so there's a shoe rack, and there's a coat rack, and there's an umbrella stand, and that's what you get, because I don't know what else I should put in there. Again, you guys can tell me, or, you know, download this yourself and do it. I wanted to have a sconce in the hallway, but I legit didn't know if Sims could walk through there if I did that, and I didn't want to playtest again. So I just replaced it with one of those, what I call a nipple light, which, if you've seen it, you know what I mean, where they have, like, the knob in the middle so that you can take off the shade and get to the actual light bulbs. So I call it a nipple light because it looks like a nipple. It really does. Just, if you look at, like, ceiling lamps, you'll know what I mean. I gotta say that. So I did end up using sconces as much as I could, but God, they put out no light in The Sims 4, and I don't understand why. They put out, like, 0 light, and it drives me crazy. But if you're okay with playing in a dark build, then you can keep it that way. But if not, you can add more lights if you'd like. It's allowed. I'll allow it, is what I'm saying. You're allowed to change my build. Pretty much always. I also used, like, table lamps and stuff where I could, but there aren't very many, like, places to do that, to be quite honest. I think the place where it was darkest is this second bedroom, like the kids' bedroom, because I just couldn't get it to be very light without just putting in an overhead light, which just isn't right. You know what I mean? I had fun with interpreting the picture that they drew for the outside in what I needed to do for, like, the landscaping. I thought that was good. It gives, like, grass and stuff and, like, little flowers, but not too much. And for some reason, there's this, like, pedestal that looks like a Greek column in the middle of the yard with a potted plant on it. And I was like, this is beautiful. I don't know why you would ever have this, but I'm gonna do it because I can't not do it. Especially since we have those pedestal things in The Sims. So I was like, I gotta do it. I did add an anachronistic trash can but none of the outdoor trash cans really work anyway, so I figured that was fine. You know, it's cool. Same with, like, that mailbox. I used that. Because there's the plain mailbox, because I was just like, I'm not gonna try. I mean, these plain mailboxes in the US were pretty common at this point, to be honest. I mean, not exactly looking as plastic as that one does. I mean, it doesn't look plastic. It just looks, I mean, the flag looks plastic, but the thing itself still looks metal. Which, by the way, I didn't realize those were still so popular in, like, real life, and apparently they are. It's just that they weren't popular anywhere that I've ever lived. So now that I've moved to Michigan, I actually see those mailboxes on the side of the road, and I'm like, what? Those are real? I thought this was fake. Turns out it is not fake. So, good to know. While I was finishing up the outside, Dr. Husband was like, there's another chimney that you didn't put in. And I was like, really? Yeah, I just completely missed it. It's the one that would go, like, to whatever, like, wood-burning stove would be in, like, the kitchen. So I did that, and it looked fine. And then I finally got all the actual roofs to look right. I think I did a good job, to be honest. So I am finishing up the build right now. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a big ol' thumbs up and leave a comment telling me what you like and what decade you'd like to see next. If you guys like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that bell button to get a notification every time I post a new build. If you want to see me build live, you can find me on my Twitch channel, Krollmeister Sisters. I also stream other things, and sometimes my sister streams point-and-click games as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out, y'all.